Personalized baby shower gifts are a great idea because they sell super well on Etsy, and even if you're not necessarily an Etsy seller or something like that and you just want a custom gift for that person you know that's about to have a baby, this is a great idea, and it's easier than ever to make in Kittl. So I'm going to make two designs for you, one for a girl, one for a boy, basically showing you how to set up a template for putting it on a onesie or a bag or something like that, and how you would use text effects and different scripts and elements and where to find them in Kittl. So let's dive in and I'll show you exactly what I mean. All right, to get started, we're going to go over into this text category, and then we are going to use one of the decorated text effects, basically meaning we've already applied some effects to certain fonts and things like that, which is a really great option for you if you're not super familiar with using a bunch of different text effects or trying to find a specific style and you just can't figure out how to do it. I really like this one with the Victorian text effect because we have all these kind of dashed lines and we have some shadow behind it, which I think would look good for our capital letter. But this vintage font is not super babyish, so I'm gonna go with this one called Sunship because I think it's nice and playful. So we're gonna go with A because the name we're going with is Aaliyah, so this is going to be like a kind of little initial monogram style onesie design for Aaliyah. So let's change our color. Of course you could change this to anything you want. I'm going to go for this kind of pastel salmony pink here, and then of course I'm going to change my shadow, that kind of like offset line shadow there. And so now once we're feeling pretty good, especially using one of our decorated text presets, we can add text with the T button, and then here's where we can insert our name. So we've got our big capital letter, and so we don't want to use kind of a blocky one for this. Let's use a script font for this one, and then we will type in our name, Aaliyah. Let's make sure we spell it correctly here, and then we'll size this up here correctly, about where we want it, and then let's of course change the color because we want to use the same colors here. I mean, you could go with something different. Again, you'd have to figure out what product specifically you would put this on, or what color product I mean. And now let's add some illustrations as well. You could of course go through this for a very long time and figure out what's kind of fitting best for you. I really like this butterfly, which feels, it's pretty appropriate for a baby, especially for, something like a onesie, and it's already very close in color scheme to what we're using. Now, of course, we can just go over here into the object color, easily select the colors that we want to use, and then make sure that it's basically consistent with the rest of it. And we're going to put this on a yellow onesie, so making sure that the colors are going to look correct here. Now let's add some stars here and change those, just adding a little bit of more visual interest. And so here is the final design mocked up on a yellowish onesie. This would be perfect if you're an Etsy seller or something like that. All right, so let's make one for a baby boy. We're going to use another preset here, so let's scroll down. I like this one that's got the nice block shadow. It's also got some decorative color cut in the middle there, but the font maybe is a little bit too intense for a baby style design. So we're going to go with this one called Happy Fox. There's a lot of different use cases for this font, but I think it really does fit the kind of baby niche. So let's put Elijah. That's what our baby boy's name is going to be. So let's go over into the block shadow. Maybe it's a little too intense. So you have full control here in this decoration. Again, all of these effects are already kind of on it, but we can turn it off. For example, maybe we don't want this. I think that actually looks better. So let's leave that off. Let's go over here, change our text color. Again, you could change this to anything you want. I'm going to go for this kind of off orange, almost gold-ish color. All right, so let's change our shadow color to something more of the darkish blue. It plays well with this yellow. We're going to be putting this on a light blue onesie, so I think these colors will work pretty well. Now I'm going to increase the letter spacing a little bit. Just, again, legibility, making sure it's easy to read. Want everybody to know that this baby's name is Elijah, right? And so once we feel comfortable, again, you can hit the T button, add more text. And then up here, we will just put baby. And again, let's pick a font that kind of makes sense. So we have some of these script fonts here that I think will be perfect for some contrast with the way that Elijah currently is. So I think this one will work, this bistro style signature font. We have several different kinds of these that you could play with. I think that's looking pretty good. Now let's change the color to that same darker purple there that I think is going to work well. And then once we're feeling pretty good about that, I think what would be nice is putting the date here. That'd be kind of cute. I've also seen that a couple different designs sold a couple different places. Now I think again, let's add some illustration like we did with the last design. This is of course up to you. Again, depends on what kind of product you're going to put it on. And so let's make sure it's the same color gold that we're using in the word Elijah. And then we're going to size this down to be appropriate. Again, just do some fine tweaking. You could play with this for probably a long time. And here is our finished mock-up Baby Elijah, May 2023, all done in Kittl. So I hope you have a ton of fun with this style of design. Now, if you want to see other tutorials using Kittl, I have these videos here on my right that I know you're going to enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any upcoming videos and features and things like that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.